What is up, money makers? So, do I have an interesting video for you guys today? Now, very quickly, this is a follow up from a previous video that speaks about retirement planning a little bit as well as also how do you allocate your funds. So, I want to bring you back to retirement planning and help you understand how much is really needed when you actually retire finally, right? So when you consider retirement planning, there is a few factors to actually look at. The first thing, age. How old are you, right? So let's just go in and fill it up. I'll fill it up for someone at my age, which is 30 years old. Retirement age, meaning what year or what age do I want to retire in? I'll go ahead and put it as 65, right? Years in retirement is how many years I want to retire, how many years I want to actually be in retirement. All right, so let's just say it goes all the way till 85. That means it's 20 years. Okay, next one, growth rate. Growth rate is basically my growth rate now all the way till retirement, right? Now, in my experience, it's pretty safe to actually have about an 8%, which is pretty attainable. 8% growth rate should be a good growth rate to have, right? Inflation rate is pretty touchy because if you ask, it depends on who you ask basically, but we'll just go with what Bank Negara says for now. All right, what Bank Negara states is, let me see, it is at 2.5. Yeah, I know, don't laugh. All right, that's what let's drop it there. Next one, growth rate at retirement, meaning this is when you are retired, what sort of growth rate you can actually expect. Okay, I'm going to go in and put it at 4%, because if you remember from my previous video, during retirement you can't really afford to take a lot of risk. So this is actually calculating FD's rate. Okay, so now what we've got all these numbers, what do we do with it? Let's break it down really quickly. I'll draw a line. So this is now, this is retirement, and this is the end. Okay, so if we put in the details, this is 30, this is 65, this is 85. Okay, so from this stage to this stage is your accumulation stage, meaning this is the stage that you're accumulating your wealth. All right, from this stage to this stage is the stage where you're actually using up the wealth. All right, so if I use this quick numbers here, oh, there is one more number I did not include actually, which is expected income. Now, this expected income is generally what we consider to say, we generally consider about 80% of what you're currently earning. Okay, so for example, if I'm currently earning 5,000 ringgit a month, I would want to have 4,000 ringgit per month when I retire. Okay, so if I annualize this, because financial calculations are always about annualized calculations, so this is 48,000. Now the first thing to know, I'm earning 48,000 here. Sorry, I'm earning 50,000 here, 60,000, but I want 48,000 here. This is today's value, meaning today's value. But if I were to project it at an inflation rate of 2.5%, that is basically giving me 11,000 a month. So if I change this to the future value, it is 11,500 ringgit a month. Or if I annualize it, it is 138,000 a year. Okay, so that is all the numbers done. Now let's look at keying it into here. So 48,000, I will remove this and I'll put it in as 138,000. Sorry, ignore the mess, guys. All right, and this 138,000 is an income I want to earn year to year until I hit my retirement. So when we're doing this sort of calculation, there's basically two methods to follow. All right, and the two methods is, it is called asset preservation, and it is the other method is asset liquidation. Now, just to give you a quick understanding of what this means, asset preservation is basically consistently getting that income, and that asset does not go down. So the principal remains intact. You're just eating the interest of it. Asset liquidation is towards the end of the time frame. The money goes back to zero. Okay, so now when we look at this, based on some of the calculations I've made on all of this, there is a real method to actually calculate all of this, and that is through the financial calculator. But in asset preservation, at the end of it, you would need to have 3.45 million at 4% to generate an income of 138,000 consistently year after year. This method also means that even if you pass age 85, you will still continue to have that, because this is just the interest. It is just 4% out of 3.45 million. Now, under asset liquidation, you need to have 2.178000 million. Okay, and this at 4% will also give you 138,000, but the funds end at 85. So the money goes back to zero. Now, one of the questions I get asked is, how do I actually reach these two figures? What is the way do I do that? Now, I've also done the calculation for that. I've got my cheat sheet here. Alright, so I will just cut to how you can achieve these funds. Let's talk about asset preservation first. AP. Now, if you actually do this at 30 years old, alright, this is assuming your money is growing at 8% per annum. Okay, if you do it at 30 years old, you would have to save 1,504 ringgit per month. Alright, that is at 30 years old. At 35, you would have to save 2,314 ringgit, 0.88 per month. At 40 years old, you would have to save 3,627 ringgit per month. Okay, now let's look at the other method, which is asset liquidation. Alright, also growing at 8% per year. And in this method, you would actually have to invest a little less, because the end goal is a little bit less as well. So in this method, if you're starting at 30, your monthly investment should be 1,504 ringgit. Oh, sorry, that is the other one. Your monthly investment will be 948 ringgit per month. At 35, it would actually go up to 1,461 ringgit. And at 40, it would be 2,290 ringgit per month. Now, this is mainly the two difference you actually invest in. This is the two main difference that you actually see in both of the methods. You have the asset preservation and the asset liquidation. Now, it may seem like a lot of money immediately right now, but I also look at it that the cost of delay actually pretty much adds like what, close to 50% of what you would have actually when you started much earlier on, right? So this is what retirement planning as a whole and in general looks like. All right, now everyone is very individual, and some of the things that I also hear is this will not be the total fund needed, because you may have things like EPF, You may have other cash saved up. You may also have some properties along the way that would generate some income. So all of these are factors to actually consider as well. This is just a general understanding of how retirement planning is done. Now, if you're interested in how we actually look into all the other aspects when we actually plan for someone's retirement, do drop an email down below and I will be in touch with you as well. Right? Now, do look out for my other videos and I will see you soon. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.